Hey, good morning. My name's Anthony Burchett, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about recovery. And sometimes when we start talking about recovery, we automatically jump to, oh, he's in some type of a substance, some type of addiction. But recovery can and does relate to our mental health and sometimes substance abuse. Right now, with everything going on in the world, we instantly go to the substance abuse. But at today, when we're talking about recovery, I want us to be able to use it for both substance abuse and for mental health because part of the recovery is that we're on a road to find a purpose so that we can live without constraints. And that's the recovery part of it. And that constraint could be anxiety, could be depression, and it could be a substance abuse. And so when I've been talking with clients, some of the things I hear is like, I had a little setback. So I want us to define setback and define relapse. Um, when I see setback, that means that is something that's an obstacle that almost had me relapse back into a substance abuse or relapse back into anxiety or into a depressed state. Um, I look at setback as an obstacle that's in front of us that if I have some changes in my life, if I have some beliefs that may be altered, I can not have a setback. I cannot have a relapse. So I look at setback as that step right before the relapse. And so if we can identify those things that would consider as an obstacle that may set us back, we can use this as a prevention tool to keep us from going into a relapse, going into a depressed state, or going back to using drugs. So how do we do that? Well, it's kind of like identifying your triggers, but there's obstacles because in life there are going to be things that happen that will be setbacks that are outside of our control. We could have a family member that passes away. We could lose a job. We could have, you know, money have to be spent on items that we were not anticipating, causing our budget to be short, creates anxiety. Anxiety leads to depression. Depression can lead to relapse. From that standpoint. So when we start looking at that, is where do we need to put in some boundaries for the setback to be able to identify those obstacles? One, find your motivation. What is your motivation for staying on the path toward recovery or maintaining recovery? Keep that at the forefront of your thought and your beliefs so that when life happens and you feel in the stress and you've lost a job, we don't instantly go back to old beliefs. We stay focused on, hey, moving forward. The motivation to move forward could be, hey, I want to be a better person. Hey, I'm not going to allow other things to control me. Hey, I've got a family to take care of. I'm going to be here. I've got to step up. Whatever it may be, use that as your motivation. The other part of your motivation is, what is your purpose? Finding value in what you do allows you to have a sense of belonging, sense of uh, pride in yourself, sense of being able to accomplish something. So once you have your motivation, you have your purpose and where you're going for, and then it's going back to say, okay, here's a setback. Got these things in place, then it's the accountability part. Who can I call on? Who can I share these things? They may not be able to save the day, but it's someone that you can talk to, someone that you can express what's going on, share your feelings, tell them what's about to happen. Feel like, hey, this may happen to set me into a relapse situation, and to help you prevent a full blown depression, full blown anxiety attack, a full blown substance abuse relapse that could lead into some major negative events in your life. And these seem like simple, and I know it sounds that way, but it's a little bit of being intentional about putting this motivation down on paper, finding out what your purpose and finding value in what you're doing, and then having those accountability partners in place. So, hey, today, if there's anything you can do, write down what your motivation is. Be honest with yourself. Find out what your purpose is. And that may not be something you can do today. That may be something that takes time. It takes you to be in prayer with yourself. It takes you to ask some serious questions, seek other people's advice on it. And then as you do this, identify 3 people in your accountability circle so that when life happens, not for them to save the day, but someone that you can call on, share your feelings with, reach out and get a little bit of help, get some wisdom spread into your life, and use this as your starting point to help keep you from hitting a setback that leads you to a relapse that could lead you into some major depression or substance abuse. Guys, this is what I got for you. I hope you have a great day. Look forward to talking with you more. See you soon.